Minister, you visited the HDB Hub for the first time today, I mean officially in your capacity as National Development Minister. You spoke to quite a number of couples as well. What were some of the concerns that they highlighted or the message that you'd like to convey to them?
Quite a range of families that I met this morning. They are all here on appointment. So some are collecting keys, very happy. Practically most of them are happy because they are either collecting keys or selecting their flats, BTO. One couple, first timer, straight away got it, very lucky. Another one, first timer, third try, not bad. But there's another one who tried several times, but finally get it. And then a couple of couples on buying resale flats. Then I met also a gentleman who was very distraught, hoping to get a rental flat. So I think that about completes, the range of housing problems that Singaporeans, or some Singaporeans are facing. And those are precisely the sort of priorities I'm paying attention to. Yeah.
Minister, you talked about also the profile of people who have been applying and getting flats in the first quarter of this year, and it seems that only about 1 in 2 would select a flat, or half of those given a chance to select would want to select. Do you think, are you concerned with the selection rate, and do you plan to do anything about it?
I released those data because for those of you who have worked with me on the healthcare side, I mean, that's my style, because I thought the more information you push out to the market, it's always better. And healthcare housing are quite similar in that sense, where consumers sometimes do not know enough. And when consumers do not know enough, then sometimes they allow rumors to get arouse emotions. And then sometimes they make quite irrational decisions. They got rushed into buying or selling decisions. So I think as a regulator, our job is to release as much information as possible to the market. But then you have to find a way of editing the information and analyzing the information so that people won't get swamped with all those data and they don't know head or tail to make of it. So that is the reason why I've been blogging several times now, and I'll continue to blog to release relevant information. So for example, yesterday's blog, I thought the insights there are useful. For example, the fact that if subscription rate is about 2, the chances of being asked to select is practically 100%, which I think should give a lot of comfort, because at MPS, I've often received residents who say, no, my queue number is 300, but there are only 150 units, or 200 units. Sure, no chance. So now I can honestly tell them that, if your subscription is about 2, don't worry, because many, about half, would pass the chance of selection for various reasons. I don't think we should say because they are picky or whatever, because there are all kinds of reasons why people pass on a chance. Sometimes they like a particular place because the parents are there. So quite understandable. So I don't think we should make any kind of a value judgment. But what is important to me as a policymaker is empirically I need to know this, that subscription of 2 practically means 100% chance. And then, but when the subscription rate becomes 5, 6 or 8, then you see the chances drop very significantly. So from 2 to 3, 3 to 4 is still quite manageable. So the May launch, which was my first BTO launch since coming over to this ministry, subscription rate was about 14,000 for 4,000 units. So I can be assured now that I think quite a big number will have a chance to say yes. And I'm watching this current BTO. I don't know what is the subscription rate now, but up to yesterday it was 2. So I'm not too. I'm a lot more assured that I think the way going forward should be quite manageable. But it doesn't mean the problem will be solved immediately, because I do need time. Because you decide to build more, it will take 2-3 years, before the buildings come on board. But at least the solutions are in sight, and you know that it's a matter of time. The problem will be largely resolved. So I'm a lot more. I can sleep a lot better now. And that's why yesterday I went to walk the track. How come you all didn't join me?
Hi, Minister. Just asking, you know, the current BTO, the indicative prices seem to be a bit lower than the BTO launch, right? So can I ask, is there a different approach in pricing new BTO flats?
I think, I've seen some of the articles in the media based on my July BTO. I think most of you indicated that prices seems to be lower, which is yes, but not to the extent as you thought it is. So I think I read some of you saying it has dropped by 18% and so on. I don't think the drop is as drastic as that. And there lies, that's why I need to educate more through you all, so that because pricing a flat, it's quite tricky, because there are many factors at play. You have to look at, which level is it? Is it near to MRT station? Is it far away from MRT station? Where's the location? Is it Tampines or Clementi, or Woodlands? And what is our cost? Because that's certainly a major factor. But then locations and the quality of the flat, those are important considerations. So each BTO, there's a range of products there. So you cannot just look at on July BTO, the lowest is so much, and then the May, and then say there's an 18% drop. What I'm trying to achieve at this stage is to try to stabilize the pricing. But so you can largely see that, the prices are not increasing, but it is also not dropping sharply, because there's no reason to drop it sharply, because unless our costs actually drop or the market begin to drop. So I think the priority now is to stabilize the market. So you would have seen, the pricing for 2 launches now, and hopefully that will be reassuring to Singaporean buyers, to young couples. Don't need to be so kanchiong, and chiong, you go there and quickly must quickly go and subscribe, in case you cannot catch up with the next price. So that I think is useful, and that will give people more reassurance. So that is how we will do it. And likewise, pricing, you have to also look at, the new flat, resale flat means available. And because HDB, we do have some stock of surplus flats, which periodically we release them, not as often as BTO, of course, but because they are almost available, so therefore pricing will have to be different, because a product is available next month versus 3 years' time, obviously you have to price it differently. Otherwise, it's not fair to those who are buying BTO or ordering BTO today. So I hope through this, as I release more information and I describe more in my blog, I hope Singaporeans will learn a little bit, so that you don't get excited by some of this pricing. I mean, it's a little bit like in healthcare, The hospitals, we have public hospitals, we have private hospitals. We have very expensive private hospitals, we have less expensive private hospitals. And of course, we have highly subsidized public hospitals. I don't think you should go and pick on one particular bill in a very expensive private hospital and say, wow, healthcare is unaffordable, because that is not fair. Because there are some doctors may, for whatever reason, decide to charge a very high price. I think that will just alarm people unnecessarily and also unfairly, because that doesn't reflect the market. And when people get worked up and get excited, more will rush, to go and buy and chase up the value. I suppose sellers will be very happy. But I assume all of us have a common objective, which is to try to bring prices stable so that people can afford housing, which is a very important public good. To ensure public housing to be affordable, I need everybody's help. I'm working very hard, but I think media plays a very important role.